So, we are very near the end of the regular season, and there's only one more day of regular season basketball left, but it's a very important day. All 30 NBA teams are playing on Sunday, May 16th. 15 games and a lot of playoff implications and play-in implications. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you every game that matters and everything that's at stake here for the last day of the regular season. Let's start in the Western Conference with what is, in my opinion, the most important game of the day. The Rockets, Thunder, Timberwolves, Kings, and Pelicans have all already been knocked out, and the Spurs are 100% going to be the 10 seed. But there's a game between the Warriors and Grizzlies. Both teams are 38 and 33, tied for the 8 seed in the West, and they play each other. And this is a massive game. The winner only has to win one of 2 games to get into the playoffs, whereas the loser has to win 2 games in a row to get into the playoffs through the play-in tournament. So a lot at stake here. A win makes your path a lot easier to the finals and to the playoffs, and could give the team that wins a lot of confidence if this is again a potential matchup we see for the deciding 8 seed. So that's the most important game of the day. But then to decide the 7 seed, it's between the Lakers and the Blazers. They're both currently 41 and 30, yet the Blazers hold the tiebreaker. So if the Blazers win against the Nuggets, they are guaranteed to be the 6th seed, and the Lakers are in the play-in. But if the Lakers win against the Pelicans, which is very likely as the Pelicans are already resting a ton of people, and the Grizzlies lose to the Nuggets, who could be motivated, we'll see, then the Blazers fall into the 7th seed in the play-in tournament, where the Lakers get to avoid the Blazers and would face the Nuggets in that situation in the first round. So it could be a tight game and a lot at stake for both the Blazers and the Lakers. And then I believe the Mavs are locked into the 5 seed. I don't know about the Blazers Mavs head to head, but Clippers and Nuggets, they're both tied in the standings, though I think the Nuggets play the Blazers and the Clippers play the Thunder, I believe. So we'll see. The Clippers pulled an amazing tank job a couple nights ago against the Rockets to make sure they didn't play the Lakers in the first round. And then the 1 seed, I think Phoenix has the head-to-head against the Utah Jazz. So if the Suns were to win against the Spurs and the Jazz were to lose against the Kings, then the Suns would move up into the 1 seed, but I doubt that happens. I think the Suns might be resting, and I think the Jazz will beat the Kings. So that's everything in the West. The most important game, Warriors-Grizzlies for the 8 seed, and then watch out for the Lakers-Blazers play-in tournament. Now if we move over to the Eastern Conference, again, the teams in the play-in has been decided. So Pistons, Magic, Cavs, Raptors, Bulls all have been eliminated already. And we have a 3-way tie in the East for 8th, 9th, and 10th between the Hornets, Wizards, and Pacers. So all three of those teams have a lot to play for. And what makes it more interesting is that I believe, the Hornets actually play the Wizards. So that'll be an important game. The winner of that will be the 8th seed and only have to win 1 of 2 games through the play-in tournament instead of 2 of 2. And then the loser will play the Pacers in the first round of the play-in, and then play the loser of Celtics against the winner of Hornets Wizards. That was probably a bit confusing, but again, a massive game for the 8 seed between the Hornets and the Wizards. Celtics locked into the 7 seed. Miami lost tonight, which is unfortunate for them because it moves them into the 6 seed, where they will likely remain. But the Knicks play the Celtics, and if the Heat win on the last day against the Pistons on the last day, and the Knicks lose against the Celtics on the last day, then the Heat will move up. And if the Hawks win, because the Hawks and Knicks are tied, and I'm assuming the Hawks are going to beat the Rockets. So if the Hawks beat the Rockets and the Knicks lose to the Celtics, and the Heat win against the Pistons, then we could very likely see a scenario where the Hawks are the 4 seed, the Heat are the 5 seed, and the Knicks are the 6 seed. But if the Knicks win, then they control their destiny and they'll be the 4 seed. So a lot at stake for the Knicks, and they play the Celtics, who have nothing to play for, but could be motivated to win and gain some momentum before the playoffs. They're 4-6 in their last 10, so that Knicks Celtics game is going to be important for the Knicks. As for the top seeding, if the Bucks beat the Heat tonight, and if they win again and the Nets lose, they'll move up to the 2 seed. But that seems pretty unlikely. The Bucks are playing the Bulls, so they can definitely win that. But the Nets are playing the Cavs, which is also a winnable game for them. So I suspect that's how it'll stay, and the Sixers have already clinched the 1 seed. So in the East, it's going to be that Hornets-Wizards game, and then also what happens between the Knicks, Hawks, and Heat. Again, no playoff matchups have been confirmed yet, which is kind of sucks for me in terms of making playoffs previews for series, but it's a lot of excitement, a lot of moving around could go down on the last day of the regular season, 15 games. It's going to be interesting to see what the teams playing earlier and the teams playing later, how teams jockey for position, whether they're trying to avoid the Lakers or trying to, if I'm a team in the East, I would really like that 4 or 5 seed and stay away from the Nets and the Bucks, and then maybe play the Sixers in the second round and play a team like the Hawks or the Heat in the first round instead of playing the Bucks. So Knicks, Hawks, and Heat have a lot to play for tomorrow, and I think that's going to be really important for their playoff future. So we'll see what happens. Lots to play for. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Leave a like, subscribe for more NBA content, and I'll see you guys next time.